Hello, good evening, friends. Today I'm going to make a video on the very first lesson of English of 12th class. The name of the lesson is After 20 Years and it is written by O. Henry. After 20 Years is the story based on two friends. They were Silky Bob and Jimmy Wells. Silky Bob and Jimmy Wells were reared at New York. They were reared together. When they were grown up, they thought that they should earn money and they should make fortune. Silky Bob went to West to earn fortune, to make fortune, and Jimmy Wells stayed in New York. He thought that New York is better place and he would stay in New York. Silky Bob could not drag Jimmy Wells out of New York because Jimmy Wells liked New York and Silky Bob went to West to make fortune. Before departing, they dined at Big Joe Brad's restaurant. They dined there and promised that they would meet after 20 years at the same time and at the same place. When they were departed and Silky Bob in the West indulged in unlawful activities. He indulged in unlawful activities to earn money by fair and foul means. Chicago police wanted him to get arrested because he was indulging in unlawful activities. Chicago police wanted him to be arrested. When Silky Bob came back to meet his friend and to complete his appointment which was made 20 years before, he was standing at the same place. Jimmy Wells, on the other hand, had joined police and he was on his duty at that time. He was on his duty and wanted to keep a strict watch on the road. He had an impressive personality and had kept a strict watch on the road. While walking, he went near to Big Joe Brad's restaurant and saw his friend Silky Bob there. He saw his friend but pretended that he is not his friend. He talked to Silky Bob about Silky Bob and pretended that he is not Jimmy Wells, and Jimmy Wells knew that Chicago police wanted Silky Bob to be arrested. Jimmy Wells went back and sent another policeman to arrest Silky Bob. Silky Bob was arrested by another policeman sent by Jimmy Wells. When Silky Bob was arrested, he was given a note by the policeman. That note was written by Jimmy Wells to Silky Bob. On that note, Jimmy Wells had told that he had come to meet his friend Silky Bob at the same time and at the same place to meet his promise, but he knew that Chicago police wanted him to arrest, but he did not arrest himself because he was his best friend, and he sent another policeman to arrest Silky Bob. At that time, Silky Bob came to know that he is arrested, and it was Jimmy Wells who met him in the very first time at Big Joe Brad's restaurant. And now this is the whole story of After 20 Years. And the important questions of After 20 Years are, we can say, the title of this story, why was Bob arrested, and the theme of this story. Now we will discuss here the theme of this story. The theme of this story is that we should do our duty honestly. Duty should be the uppermost thing in our mind. As Jimmy Wells has done his duty, he has sacrificed his friendship for the sake of duty. He got his friend arrested and did not care about his friendship because he had kept duty as the uppermost thing in his mind. He met his friend and completed his promise, but he also did his duty honestly. This is the theme of the story, and another theme is that friendship. Friendship is also a theme of this story because Silky Bob had come after traveling thousands miles to meet his friend Jimmy Wells. He had faced a lot of difficulties while traveling. He had faced a lot of difficulties and he kept on standing at evening. It was cold time, but he kept on standing to meet his friend and to complete his promise which was made 20 years ago. This is the theme of the story. There are two main characters of the story, that is Silky Bob and Jimmy Wells. These character sketches are very important for 12th class exam. Now I will discuss the character sketch of Silky Bob. Silky Bob is an important character of this story. Without him, the plot would not have been so interesting because he is the main character and he is an important character and his role is very important in this story. We can divide his character sketch in few points. The very first point is an over-ambitious person. Silky Bob is an over-ambitious person. He thought that to earn money he should go to West. On the other hand, Jimmy Wells stayed in New York, that he thought that he would earn money in New York. But Silky Bob thought that he should go to West to earn money, and Jimmy Wells thought that he should stay in New York. Silky Bob had a lot of ambition for earning money. He went to West and indulged in unlawful activities to earn money by fair and foul means. The second point is a man of criminal character. Silky Bob was a man of criminal character too. He went to West to earn money but indulged in unlawful activities. That's why Chicago police wanted him to get him arrested. When he came back to meet his friend after 20 years, he was arrested by Chicago police. His scarf pin was of diamond and the lid of the watch was of diamond. It indicates that he had earned a lot of money by fair and foul means, by indulging in unlawful activities and illegal activities. And the third point is that a sincere friend. There is no doubt that Jimmy Wells was a sincere friend. He was a sincere friend of Silky Bob was a sincere friend of Jimmy Wells. He came after traveling thousands of miles to meet his friend and to complete his promise. He had faced a lot of difficulties while traveling, while coming, while standing, but he bared that kind of difficulties in order to meet his best friend, that was Jimmy Wells. And the last point we can say is a bad end. We can write down it and underline it, that is a bad end of Silky Bob. He had met a bad end at the end of the story because he had come to meet his friend, but he was arrested by Chicago police. After that, he came to know it was Jimmy Wells who first met with him, but Jimmy Wells could not save him, and he did not try to save him. He was arrested by Chicago police, and it was his bad end. And we can say that Silky Bob is an important character of the story. And the second character sketch is Jimmy Wells. Jimmy Wells is also an important character of the story, and we can divide his character sketch in 3 points. The first point is a man of impressive personality. Jimmy Wells was a man of impressive personality. His impressiveness was natural and habitual. His personality was not showy. He was on his beat, and he was looking like a good policeman and having a good personality, because his personality was not showy or artificial, because there were no spectators, there were no audience who could see him, who could watch him. His personality was natural. And the second thing which we can say is important in the character sketch of Jimmy Wells is a dutiful policeman. There is no doubt he is a dutiful policeman. He did his duty honestly. He arrested his friend and kept his duty as the uppermost thing in his mind, and got his friend Silky Bob arrested by another policeman belonging to Chicago police. And the third point, which is also important, is that a good friend. Jimmy Wells was also a good friend. He was a sincere friend of Silky Bob. Jimmy Wells was a sincere friend of Silky Bob because he did not arrest himself to Silky Bob. He had the authority to arrest him, but he did not arrest him because he knew that Silky Bob is his best friend and he should not arrest him. He got him arrested by another policeman. And this is the whole character sketch of Jimmy Wells. And another thing that we can say is that his character sketch is important. We can say that he is a man of good personality, and these points are very important. We should describe these points one by one, and this is the whole chapter on which we have to focus for passing exam or for getting good marks in English. And friends, I'm gonna make the series of lectures of 12th class English, and share this video, comment on this video, and like this video as well. Thank you and have a nice day.